Perfect Match is getting pettier by the second. Daniel just keeps crashing out, and these episodes has so many turns, I don't even know where to start, but let's get into it. Hey y'all, it's Nay. Welcome back to my little corner of YouTube. This video will contain spoilers for Perfect Match Season 3, episodes 4 through 6, so if you haven't seen them yet and you do not want spoilers, save this video and come back after you do. You are about to hear my thoughts on episodes 4 through 6, but of course I want to hear yours, so feel free to drop your thoughts below if you do want to participate in the conversation, and give this video a like before you go, or someone's gonna pull the love of your life for a chat. This video is sponsored by me. If you like movie and TV show commentary, then you are in the right place. And today I'm just letting y'all know that I am going to be covering Love is Blind UK Season 2. It comes out in 10 days, so on August 13th. So as soon as Perfect Match is over, I will see y'all for Love is Blind UK. Honestly, I think it's only right if I start out with the fallout from this kissing game, because it feels like everybody in the house is mad about this game. This cast would literally spontaneously combust if they went on Love Island, because everybody be kissing everybody all the time on that show. These people can't handle a little quick game. Daniel is mad at Lucy because she thought Ollie was him.
No disrespect to Ollie, but his beard and my face is two different things.
AD is upset at the fact that Ollie's kiss was so good that Lucy thought that was her man, and he added a little hug on the end of it.
I think you gave her a hug as a cherry on top. Thank you for your service.
And Louie is mad that Sandy got a 10 from Clayton.
Sandy and Clayton won for absolutely going ham in the kissing challenge. I just don't understand why she would do that.
Although, you know what, Louie might be justified because they did get to go on a date after that. It was a little bit more. But yeah, everybody is mad about this kissing challenge. This is just me, and I might be a petty Patricia, but I actually think that Clayton and Sandy should have stayed the night at that little campfire they had. They had a cute little winter bagel. You know, it was a cute little setup. I'm sure that wasn't a real forest. I mean, maybe it was a real forest. I don't know. Although at this point, I don't even know how fond I am of Mr. Bachelor, because I'm not even lying when I said I almost named this video Clayton, come outside, I just want to talk. Now, Clayton told Sandy when they were at that campfire, hey, if we get into that boardroom and this girl's on the board, I'm putting myself on a date. And he did not hesitate to say it. And I was just wishing on my lucky stars that when they got to that boardroom, it was in fact men. Because Clayton think he's slick. I really do think that Clayton's entire reason for breaking up with Rachel the night before is because he thought that women were coming up next in the sequence, and he wanted to basically go on a date guilt-free and fully single. And like, the interesting thing about when I use the word single on this show is that these are dating shows, right? These are dating shows where people are constantly swapping. But when it comes to Rachel and Clayton, it's different because they have so much history. It's kind of like, no, if y'all say y'all together, y'all really together, because y'all not talking about what's your favorite color. You're not talking about what are your parents like. Y'all are having real conversations. You've met parents. You have had these deeper conversations. So when y'all say y'all together, y'all really together. This is not dating show together. And so I think he wanted to be able to go on a date with a girl from the boardroom and be like, look, I'm free and clear. I broke up with her. But the joke was definitely on him. I was really sitting there watching that breakup scene play out like, what the hell is wrong with this man? There's no way that he's doing this right now. Leading this woman on for a third time, I mean, he's just a certified asshole. There is no explaining that away.
I can't do it again.
I know. My intuition was telling me that this is not going to work between us, and I don't want to hurt you. And so...
Like, why would you even put me in this position?
Well, I want to explain to you.
Explain it then, Clayton. Like, no, this is literally so mean. Like, you can't do this again.
Well, you didn't even know I was going to be here in the first place.
I'm trying to understand why it matters if she knew or didn't know who the cast was. Once she got here, you were there, and y'all both decided mutually to try again. Her lack of prior knowledge is seeming very irrelevant to me, so I don't understand the point he was trying to make when he said that. He is not only disrespecting Rachel, he's disrespecting her publicly, and he's doing it on TV repeatedly. Like, ew, he's just such a bad guy. And I usually say, oh, they're just getting a bad edit, but from Rachel's own mouth, this is not just a bad edit, this is who he is. I honestly don't even want to spend too much time talking about him. I'm that annoyed. Just to know that you have this history with this woman, and know that when she was agreeing to try again, she was like, I don't really know, like, it's kind of crazy that we're doing this. And you sat there and you looked her in her eyes and was like, no, I know it's crazy, but we should, let's do it, babe.
I think we should match.
Let's match then. This is crazy.
I know.
This is crazy.
I know.
You're the last person I thought would...
I know.
I'm I'm losing respect. This is exactly why women keep saying that the bar is in hell. Ollie and AD definitely hit the nail on the head.
She's having a terrible run.
Now Rachel is over here rebounding with Scott. Scott is an interesting person to say the least. It just might be that Welsh in him, I don't know. And the thing is, I'm no stranger to dry humor. I actually love British humor, which tends to be dry. I know he's not British, but I'm just saying. British humor tends to be very dry and kind of like doesn't click for a lot of people. I love dry humor. It's not that he has dry humor or kind of like a, what's the phrase? That he has dark humor. It's not that. It's something about him that's like, I don't know. I think it's because he doesn't like Rachel, and that's coming off in the way that he interacts with her. I don't think she's his type. I think he just wants to stay in the house.
There's a route into the house, which is the most important thing tonight. No, can't say that.
Which, fair, that's the game. But they just don't seem to fit. It feels like they're forcing it, like on both ends. She's rebounding, like I said, so she's trying to make fetch happen, and fetch is not gonna happen. And he wants to stay in the house, so he's pretending that he wants to make fetch happen, but he knows it's not gonna happen. Not only did he not pull up a seat for her, he didn't offer her a seat. If a man really likes you, he gonna notice that you don't have a place to sit, and he's gonna seat you first, so.
Not him taking the seat.
That's taking a piss. We can't get you.
He took the couch.
Y'all know each other?
Thank you.
That was one thing that was like, oh, he don't really like her, but there were things before that too. I don't know if Rachel is slightly self-sabotaging because she thinks that she's not spicy. She doesn't feel like she's on his level when it comes to banter, when it comes to being kind of quick-witted. So I think she might a little bit be self-sabotaging because she's, you know, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I don't think that I'm good enough to reach this level, and so I'm going to act like I'm not. And then, of course, it's going to end up being that you're not because you're moving in a way that's going to be that you're not. But I just feel like they've had so many awkward moments. It's like borderline hard to watch how awkward it is. I was actually starting to get secondhand embarrassment.
To your first date?
Yeah.
No, to your second date, shit.
It's my first one. We're starting over.
Which was the best one? The fact you had to think about that for so long.
So,
I bet you.
why'd you say it in a British accent?
Be in the bed with you.
Okay,
I want to wake up tomorrow and have coffee with you.
Okay, Red Bull, not coffee. Red Bull.
Did y'all peep when the other two couples were hugging and kissing each other and Scott tried to move in for a kiss and Rachel was so oblivious? Not that she turned him down. She didn't turn him down. She was just so oblivious. I think she was putting her hair up in a ponytail. She didn't even notice that he was leaning in. Y'all not seeing that? He just backed down. He was like, oh, she ain't even here with me right now. And then there's the way that he looked at her when she said soccer instead of football. Look, I think football makes more sense too, but you know she's American, and you know in America we call it soccer, so I give her the most disgusted look ever, like she's the one who decided that we wanted to call it soccer instead of football, like she made up that rule.
I've never been to like a soccer game. Or, what do you call it? Football?
Football, yeah.
I will
Proper.
never
Football.
say soccer again.
Football.
Yeah, never do you need to look that disgusted, especially after you just poked fun at her about being on The Bachelor, talking about she been with 30 different men. And actually, he said that twice, and he's presenting it as a joke, but I don't think he's joking.
I've heard of The Bachelor, yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
You were getting with 30 guys and all that, yeah. She told me how she'd been with 30 guys on The Bachelor.
Okay.
Oh.
And then if we needed more confirmation that he's just trying to stick around, he told her, like, look, I want to win these challenges so I can go in that boardroom and stir shit up. Now, from a game point of view, y'all know I love the strategy. From wanting better for Rachel point of view, I don't like it. Two conflicting POVs right now. Because I do think that after what Clayton has done to her all 3 times, not just on this show, I think that she deserves some happiness, and Scott ain't gonna give it to her. I actually think they should have put her on Love is Blind. They should put her on the next season of Love is Blind because, well, they do that based on state. So I guess if she's not in the right state, but it's like, put my girl on a show where somebody's actually gonna want to be with her, not these like island shows. Because all these island dating shows, Love Island, Perfect Match, Too Hot to Handle, anytime they put them on an island, to me that's not a real dating show because they inherently are there just to mess around. Basically, the moral of the story here is you can't trust no man who drinks Red Bull for breakfast. Like, what kind of frat boy diet is that? You a grown ass man. Anyway, let's talk about Lucy and Daniel, because Daniel, I really do like you, but you need to tighten up. I need you to get out your feelings. He was upset at Lucy twice that we saw in this batch of episodes because of what he is calling her embarrassing him. Lucy thinking that Ollie was him, which, okay, the beard, I get it. And the thing is, we saw him get upset about that in episode 3. I just didn't think he was that genuinely upset. I didn't really think it was important to mention, but clearly he was actually mad about it.
I don't know how Ollie's beard, like, if you look at me, I don't think I have a beard or anything like that. Right?
And look, there is a piece of me that gets it. Ollie has a beard that is very different from Daniel. Daniel basically has a beard fade. Okay, so I see what he's saying. So you would think that for Lucy, who's been kissing all over Daniel since day one, she would know what his beard feels like. Like, did she think he took clippers to his beard right before the game started when they were blindfolded? Telling her that she somehow messed up just feels like the wrong verbiage for me, because she didn't do something super devastating. She just guessed wrong and like be mad about that for a second, but then you move on. And I thought that production had talked some damn sense into him, but then he got mad again over her having a kiki with, I don't even remember who it was that she was laughing with, one of the new guys that came in the house, having a kiki about zodiac signs.
Your ex-boyfriend, the Taurus. He probably was a great man. Bro, I won't lie though, it's a little bit, my decimal just like raised a bit.
She's loud.
She's doing too much. I feel embarrassed.
Daniel is coming off as very, very, very insecure. And it's never that serious. Especially because these situations are not situations that would exist outside of this house, outside of this show. In the real world, your girl is not gonna be, well, hopefully, in the real world, your girl is not gonna be kissing up on, 6 other different guys in a challenge. She might laugh with somebody, but that's kind of my point. Is like, you're not allowed to laugh with no other man? Because if this is a representation of how he is IRL, then she's going to have a hard time and she's going to have to walk on eggshells in this relationship. Any man that comes her way, he's going to be like, what are you doing? Oh, you laugh too hard. Oh, you smile too big. Why you smiling? Like when girls say, oh, don't be laughing at my man's jokes. Like, he is not that funny. I feel like Daniel's like very serious. There's nothing you could be saying that is that funny. So let's go ahead and wrap up this conversation. So she's never allowed to talk or laugh with anybody else other than you. I never heard it put this way, but Lucy actually said something really interesting.
That's not me doing something wrong. I did something you didn't like.
And he might want to chill out a little bit because, look, Lucy is a freak, basically, is what I'm saying. She might change his whole life. We know she is no stranger to a vibrating butt plug, and they put her ass on the right date with him. One thing, though, I do not envy Lucy and Daniel when they went to the boardroom after winning that ball in the whole challenge. They got the rough end of the stick. They ended up having to send 2 people home, and not just any 2 people, 2 people from the strongest couples. And the way that Nick Lachey, I knew where he was going, but I think in a moment when you're on the show, you're not thinking about it. He was like, well, who are the 2 strongest couples? Of course they're gonna say Ollie and AD. We know they topped the list strong. But they also said Madison and Freddie. And then he said, great, those are the 2 strongest. Pick from them who's gonna leave right now and who's going on a date. I would be in shambles if I had to make that decision. The thing about splitting up the 2 strongest couples at this point in the game is that they're already deep into these relationships, situationships, likely already catching feelings. So anyone new who comes in is going to have a hard time connecting with that person because that person's mind is going to be on the person who left. And for the person who left, it's like, oh, they're going on a date, like they're having fun. So it's a lose-lose for everybody involved, really. It's definitely a sticky situation. In fact, it's 2 sticky situations because they not only send in 1 woman and 1 man, they send in an additional for some reason. I don't know where the +1 came from. Honestly, to me, it's kind of like coming in on Casa Amor for Love Island. You're gonna have a hard time making a connection with people who've been building a connection for, what, 3 or 4 weeks at this point? You might meet somebody, y'all might go on to win, but it's highly unlikely. And of course, in this situation, I'm specifically talking about AD and Ollie because we know how locked in they're in. Outside of the fact that we know they're having a baby and they got engaged. On the show, you can tell that they're pretty locked in. Madison seemed like she was having a hard time, but we could tell that Ollie and AD were pretty deep into this relationship by this point. And yeah, it kind of broke my heart seeing AD cry that much. Madison, on the other hand, did end up matching with Jalen, and if I'm being real, I think that Jalen is more her speed and more her type than Freddie. She likes the idea of Freddie, but she likes the actuality of Jalen. She talk about she want to fix him. Girl, y'all are both troubled people. Y'all need to be trying to fix each other. Well, actually, no, you shouldn't be trying to fix anybody. But you know what's kind of unfortunate is that I can't give Lucy and Daniel any credit for that play. I think the play was amazing. I think breaking up the 2 strongest couples was a great play, but Nick Lachey told them to do it, so that's not strategy on their part, so no points for them. Justine looks like she could be AD's damn sister. She dark skinned with the boho braids, body is T. That's damn near AD's body double. You know what? She gonna have to fight AD. Now, before AD ends up getting kicked out, she actually ends up getting put on a date with JR, who apparently gets off on being a homewrecker.
My biggest guilty pleasure is stealing a girl from a guy and then seeing them struggling for life to get their girl back.
And I'm really trying to figure out why AD even went on that date, because if Ollie would have said this to me before that date,
just remember who you belong to then.
I'm sad. I'm not going on the date. Y'all could kick me off the show. I think I mentioned that I did not see JR and Sandy's season of The Ultimatum, but maybe I need to because I need to know what the hell is going on here. This man is a full-on womanizer. I almost don't have words for how smooth he is. How you gonna ask her if her man is upset that she's on this date, and then when she say yeah, you gonna say this?
That's a sign of insecurity, AD. You don't want that.
Sir, this man is Trey Songz reincarnated. I really don't know why AD was pretending like she was entertaining him though. Maybe production told her to do that because we all know she was going straight back to Ollie. Because it did come off like they were flirting back and forth. They came in holding hands and everything. Now, JR obviously does not end up staying in the house, but I hope somebody brings him back in because I want him on this show. Ooh, I think he's so petty. I think he's so messy. I think he is good TV. He's definitely toxic. You know what? I think I know why. He tells AD that he is in fact the son of a preacher. And we all know that preacher kids are the most savage, toxic people because they grow up so sheltered that when they are not in the home anymore, they go crazy. I want the production to pull some strings and get him back in this house. I need to see how it plays out. I just know he's trouble on the outside. Also, newsflash, Ollie.
I feel more connected with you than I did with my fiance on Love Is Blind, which sounds crazy, but it's true.
We already knew this. You didn't need to say it. Let's talk about Sandy and Louie. Sandy is officially locked in on Louie. So much so that she didn't even entertain Clayton when he was like, well, what do you think about us trying something when they won the challenge? I actually think I am starting to get concerned because my question is, what's going to happen when y'all leave this house? Are you really going to be with someone who's 23? I didn't remember how old Sandy was, so I had to go and look it up. He's only turning, I believe, 28 this year. So realistically, they only have a 5-year difference. But it's the mentality of a 23-year-old versus a 28-year-old that is nowhere near the same, especially when the 23-year-old who we are talking about is Louie from Too Hot to Handle. On top of that, her ultimatum ex was 38. She's expressed dating older men before. What is she doing with Louie? I thought that they were both just messing around at first, but now it seems like they actually might be catching feelings. And I just can't see Louie being serious on the outside of this show. And to be honest, I don't know if I want him to, because again, he's 23. He's supposed to be playing around right now. For a brief moment there, I really did think that Sandy brought JR back in the house just because she wanted him again, because like I said, we already knew that AD was going to go back to Ollie. So bringing JR in the house was a surefire way to make sure he ends up single, and then she could have just pulled him, but she didn't end up doing that. So I was like, maybe she didn't do that for herself, or maybe she did. After seeing him, she was like, I think I'll go back to Louie. Who knows what happened? There's a little piece of me that thinks she did bring him in for her own gratification. And I think that AD kind of peeped game about that too as soon as she realized what show he was from.
She set me up with the man that she was in like a marriage with. I'm trying to make 1 + 1 = 2, but the math is not mathing.
Why would you hook me up on a date with your ex who you live with for 3 weeks? I mean, they still follow each other. He watching her Instagram stories. Come on. I think that for both of them, that door is still cracked open just a little bit. I did enjoy seeing Louie's face when Clayton walked out by himself and he didn't see Sandy. He was like, I know this bitch ain't going no date. Definitely ready to pull his fuckboy chin rub back out like, oh, she gone? Say less. But I will say one thing that is interesting about Louie's behavior is that he is being territorial. Now that might just be the man in him being territorial like that, but I do think a little piece of him, like I said, is actually falling for her. So maybe he is more mature and does actually like her. Or maybe it just really is the fact that he doesn't want another man to have what he deems as his. Who knows?
Yeah, we just,
It was fun. It was good. It was cute.
Did you kiss?
I never heard a no though.
To Sandy's point, Louie was going off about this kiss and how in that kissing challenge he didn't really put in no effort. And she was like, yeah, you didn't put in effort, but you did that because you're a hypochondriac, not because you somehow were showing respect or honor for me. And she's right. It's not some amazing gesture that Louie did in honor of her. It's just that he doesn't like germs. That's a whole different reason. You would have done the challenge the same way regardless, even if you were with somebody who you didn't like. You gotta love Louie though, because one thing he's gonna do is show us time and time again that the lights are on in the house. Someone is in fact home, but they are still napping.
Fool me once, shame on me. No, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
What's the third then?
Fool me 3 times, fuck the peace sign. So that means done.
Because Louie, what does this mean? Whoever designed that ball challenge, I think they did it wrong because the cutout for the ball was a little, I mean, maybe it was by design. The cutout for the balls were a little too high. And so basically they had to kind of like pop it up in order to get it out. And I think that's why a lot of them had trouble with it. In fact, I think there was one couple who didn't get any of them out. Was that Scott? Was Scott there by now? I don't remember. The challenge itself reminded me of Fear Factor. As soon as they started raising them on those platforms, I was like, oh, this is a Fear Factor challenge. Except they're not collecting flags. They got to get these balls off these cutouts. Now, I don't know what the hell is going to happen in these next episodes. Production done did a mixer. They done brought in the singles. They got AD and Clayton walking back in the house. And Ollie thought he was about to have him a little kiki, a little fun mixer. No.
2 away games.
Oi.
When Nick Lachey said the singles are coming back, that's exactly what he meant. The singles, as in AD is now single because she's not coupled up with you. I don't think he was expecting her to show up, but I kind of was. It's honestly just messy for messy's sake, and you know I'm here for it. And I wait to see how this plays out next week. Until then, I'm gonna get this video edited, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye. I'm ready to get started on not Vlogmas, on Vlogtober content. I've already started getting some videos ready. Y'all gonna see me a lot the next few months. It's about to get real busy. Real busy. Don't you worry, baby. I got time and I'ma give it to you. Girl, better move your hip to the damn girl. Better move. Perfect Match season 3. It is season 3, right? It's not I keep calling her Sandy. That's not her name. Her name is Lucy. Lucy and Daniel are together. They're not called Sandy Lucy. Lord, good thing I can remember their faces. Self-fulfilling, girl. Not to mention JD. No, AD, Justine. Fine. Is Mr. Still your girl? I hope I've been saying Sandy and not Lucy this whole time. Immediately reminded me.
Wake up in Pasadena. Nobody asked where we from. Cold-blooded conversation. ADD told me to run. Why he got too many coats? Cali got too many sons. Home with the famous and broke. Broken and lonely a bunch.